All right. I should be live on here now. Let me know if you guys can see everything here. Hopefully you can, and hopefully you can hear me. I'm using a different streaming software this time. So hopefully this is working well. If it does work well, I should actually be able to live stream to Facebook as well as YouTube. So from what I can tell, it seems to be working. But let me know in the comments, and we'll go ahead and get started here. How's everybody doing this evening? Hope you guys are doing well. Also, let me know if you can hear me good. I'm using a new microphone here for the live stream that I haven't used before. So make sure that you guys have good volume. But let me know what you guys want to talk about. I'm happy to chat about anything before I do the giveaway. I will be giving away the Daolar EV charger. So I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I guess that means that you can hear me, so that's a plus. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Maybe we should talk about the new 2025 EV6. What do you guys think? Blessings to you as well. Did I get the ICCU recall? I have not gotten it yet. Where I'm located in Virginia, my dealership couldn't get me in until early June. So I still have a few weeks until I can get it done. Personally, I'm not too worried about it though. I know a lot of people are really worried about the ICCU issue. It's something that I highly recommend getting the recall completed. That said, it only affects, I think, 1% of vehicles, and that's how many it will like ever affect. So the likelihood of actually having the problem is pretty small in the grand scheme of things. I know a lot of people have had issues though, so I'm definitely getting it done, and I definitely recommend people getting it done. How's the EV6 GT? Oh, it's awesome. I love the GT. It's a bigger difference compared to the Wind than I was expecting. Um, my EV6 Wind, I always said, was quick enough for me, and it had all the creature comforts that I wanted, and it was great. And I I loved that car. It was really awesome. But being in the GT and taking the speed out of it, it's the seats are really comfortable. I do like those seats. I actually don't mind having manual seats. It's not that bad actually. Um, it does have things like the moonroof, which I did wish I had before. And my wife likes the moonroof, so I'm glad to have that. Glad to have the auto presenting door handles. That's something that my Wind obviously did not have, and I didn't really have a problem with the door handles before. But it is really convenient having them. The vehicle automatically unlock when you walk up to it, and having the door handles open makes it a lot easier to open them one-handed if you have bags in your hand or something like that. I do think that's something that Kia and Hyundai should have for basically all these vehicles, just to make it easier for people. That said, when it comes to the performance of the EV6 GT, it really is a bigger difference than I was expecting. The 0 to 60 is obviously quicker, and you can feel it, especially in GT mode. But after 60, it's like a night and day difference. The fact that the EV6 all-wheel drive, not the GT, traps about 100 miles an hour in the quarter, whereas the GT traps about 120. That's significant, and you absolutely feel it. And then there's also the customizations that you can do. The my drive mode, where you can adjust things like the limited slip, and you can adjust the dampers and various things. It's really nice to have that, and the head up display is nice. That's convenient to have as well. So I'm very happy with the EV6 GT, and if anybody is in the market for one, now is the time to get one. I know there's tons of rebates out there on EV6s. So let's see. No issues on your car since the last recall. That's good. I know a lot of people haven't had issues. My car does not have the new 84 kilowatt hour battery. That is only as of now in the Ionic 5N. The new Ionic 5 refresh is going to be getting the 84 kilowatt hour battery. The new EV6 refresh is going to be getting it. But as of right now, only the Ionic 5N has the 84 kilowatt hour battery that I'm aware of. So, um, let me hit on this real quick. So, range with the EV6 GT, it is a significant difference from the Wind and the GT line. I think with the tires that I have now, the Michelin Pilot Sport all season fours, I'm probably going to be averaging about 230 to 240 miles of range maximum in everyday driving. Whereas with my Wind, I was getting probably around 280 ish, and that's with the wheels and tires that I had. So it's definitely a drop. That said, it's still over 200 miles. I mean, to be honest, I don't road trip enough for it to really make that much of a difference. And with the additional performance that you get, I think it's well worth it. So that's fast. Yes, it is fast. Why am I not doing this from inside my new baby? I was actually considering doing the live stream from the the new EV6 GT, but in order to do it using this new streaming software and to have the giveaway on a separate monitor makes it challenging. I think I'd have a hard time having my laptop and a monitor set up inside my car, but I might do something like that in the future where I have it. So. Will Kia have a Tesla killer anytime soon? So my perspective on that, I think it depends on what you want. So honestly, if I wanted a Tesla, I would have a Tesla if I thought they were better. Um, I like the EV6's looks more than Tesla's. I like the vehicle to load functionality. The fact that I can power my house with my EV6, that's not something Teslas can do. They have not enabled anything like that as of right now. So the fact that I can do that with my EV6, that's pretty big. Um, and the fact that there's dealerships around, even though dealerships aren't necessarily the best for Kias, that is nice to have the dealership network. And I think Kia is going in the right direction, especially with the refresh. Having the new CCNC infotainment system allows the full over-the-air updates. The EV9 has already had a bunch of over-the-air updates to vehicle systems outside of the infotainment system. So the fact that that's going to be possible, I think, is going to be a big thing, because basically all of these a majority of these TSBs that have been coming out and the recalls, the software update portion of that could have just been done with an over-the-air update if the EV6 had that functionality. So, but as far as everything else, I think the EV6 drives great. I think it provides a lot of nice features that I don't think Tesla has. That, or at least Tesla doesn't necessarily do better. The EV9 is great. I think the EV9 is an awesome vehicle. I think it's priced a little high. I find it amusing, or not so amusing, but interesting. I put out that video a while back that I thought the EV9 was priced too high, and I thought that they might have an issue with demand. Now here we are, and they're discounting EV9 substantially, and they have $7,500 rebates, which basically puts it right around where I said. I thought it was about $10,000 too much. So I guess I don't know. I could maybe see the future there. Let's see. What's my monthly lease payment? My monthly lease payment is too high, but in a couple of years, I'm going to have no negative equity, which anybody who's had an EV6 for any significant amount of time knows that a lot of us early adopters were way upside down. So the fact that I'm going to have no negative equity in a couple of years, I'm really excited for that. How does my wife feel about my car habit? I assume you mean, what do you, I guess, what do you mean by my car habit? Um, I think that would be my question. She's not a fan of the fact that I change vehicles all the time, but that's that, I don't know. I've had a lot of vehicles. She does like the EV6 though. She likes to drive it. She likes its features and that type of thing. So she's very supportive, and I'm a lucky guy. Is the Tesla charging network dying? That is definitely not something that I would say is happening. Tesla has a huge charging network, and just because of the fact that Elon laid off a bunch of people, which he is now apparently subsequently rehiring some of them, that doesn't mean the Tesla network is dying. I would say it's more of Getting people in there that are doing what he wants to have done. I know it's probably I know it's a very controversial subject. Apparently, my understanding is that he had said that he wanted a certain amount of people to be laid off, which layoffs are never good, but from a company standpoint, sometimes they are necessary, especially if you're bloated in certain areas. And that person apparently refused to do it, so he laid everybody off, which seems very drastic to me. But nonetheless, they're still going to be investing in their network. It's probably not going to be growing as rapidly as it has been in the past because, honestly, in my opinion, there's probably no need at this point for it to grow that rapidly. They need to maybe upgrade their stalls to V4. That'd probably be a big thing they could be doing. But the network is already pretty robust now, and with every other car manufacturer switching over to NACS, that's going to make all of the Electrify Americas and EVgo's and all those companies switch over to NACS, which is going to make it uh, very abundant. And there's not going to necessarily be the need that there was for such rapid growth. So, yeah. Let's see. Am I going to get some mods done to my new EV6? So my new EV6 is a lease. That makes modifying the vehicle somewhat challenging because whatever I do to it, I have to be able to undo. So little things like mud flaps, like I've already done. I got those Best EV mod mud flaps. That's easy to do. I tinted the front windows. That's easy to take off if they have an issue with that. But other things are more significant. So I've thought about maybe getting a spoiler like I had in my last EV6, which is just held on by 3M double-sided tape. That should be fairly simple to get off at the end of a lease. Considered springs, and I've had a lot of people ask me about getting springs. That it would be easy to. I don't know if easy is the right word. I could switch back to stock springs after putting new ones on, but that's a couple hours of work that do I really want to be doing that at the end of a lease, having to do that. So I don't know. I actually don't mind the EV6 GT stance. I was thinking it would look like a 4x4 compared to my last EV6, but in all reality, it's not that bad. I don't mind it too much. So yeah, EV9 is priced too high, unfortunately. And you said dealer add up. I assume you're talking about dealer markups. I haven't seen markups in a while, honestly. A lot of the EV9s that I've looked at around my area and around a lot of areas and what I've seen on Reddit, a lot of them are getting discounted fairly significantly compared to the MSRP, and that's before rebates. I've seen a lot of them discounted $4,000 or $5,000 before the rebate. So, have I charged my GT at 48 amps? I have not. I don't have a 48 amp charger at my house. I have a plug and outlet, which is how I do all my EV charger reviews. So I've charged at 40 amps, but not 48. I will say, so this is something that's pretty interesting, and I'll probably do a video on this at some point. So my last EV6 would start to throttle with my Juicebox EV charger. And then Juicebox sent me a new one because of some issues that it was having. And the new one, I put out a video that it wasn't throttling, or at least it wasn't getting as hot as the original one. But right before I traded it in on the new EV6, it did start to throttle on warmer days. So I was like, man, I guess that wasn't that wasn't necessarily it, or maybe that was just part of it. But my new EV6. So I've looked at the charge port temperatures, and after hour and a half, 2 hours on a 75-degree day with sun actually directly on the charging cables and the connector, 40 amps, it was only getting to about 150 degrees at the charge port, which is significantly less than my last EV6. My last one, obviously it would throttle, so it would get up to 220 degrees. So there's a huge difference there. So I'm hopeful that my new EV6 has a better charge port that's not gonna have that issue. So I clicked on the wrong one. Okay. Someone ran it 11.5 at 118. When will you see my run? So I plan on taking my EV6 to the drag strip somewhat soon. I live about an hour away from MIR, which is a pretty nice drag strip. Anybody who's into drag racing knows about MIR. And I've done a lot of drag racing there. I've drag raced a lot of vehicles for a lot of my life. So I think that would be a really great track to go to try and get some good numbers. I don't know exactly when I'm going to be able to make it out. I do have to time it right because they have specific things going on. So I have to go on a test and tune day. or a track rental, which I don't know if I want to be spending that kind of money on that, but it could be kind of cool. So we'll have to see. Hopefully, sometime in the next couple months, though, I'll be able to get out and see how it does down the quarter mile. The best times I've seen, I was actually reading about it some recently. I've seen some people who have run around 11.3 ish at about 121 miles an hour. It's pretty solid, and I would really like to to get that. So spoiler does look good. Yeah, I like that. Thoughts on charging to 100% versus 80% charging at home. So, in general, a good habit is to charge only to about 80%. Keep it in like the 40% to 80% range. That's best for battery health. That's going to be the best thing that you can do. The Kia does recommend charging to 100% at least once a month, though. That's in their app, that's in their documentation, for battery health and for calibrating the battery and all that good stuff. So, you do want to charge to 100% every now and then, but I wouldn't do it every day. That said, it's not the end of the world if you do charge to 100% fairly regularly. I know a lot of people do and haven't seen that much battery degradation on my EV6 Wind. I was down, I had 28,000 miles on it, and I was down to about 68 to 69 kilowatt hours of usable capacity, it seemed, right before I traded it in, which is a little lower than I was expecting after a couple years and 28,000 miles. So, and I was the type of person that I would charge to 100% once a month. Otherwise, charging to 80%, and I didn't really let it get low very often. So, I was doing what was supposed to be done, and it didn't seem like it was really helping much. So, have I tried that full power mode yet? So I have tried full power mode. I noticed no difference whatsoever. From my understanding and from what I've seen now, it seems that the full power mode is mainly effective, the max power mode, when it's cold out. So what it does is it essentially heats up the battery so that the battery is warm and can deliver the power that you want, uh, to get the most power. If it's already warm outside, though, then it's not really going to do much. So that's what I've seen, and I don't really see too much of a difference there. But like I said, if it's cold out, I could definitely see there being a significant difference. And maybe I'll do a video later on in the year when it does start to get colder out to see, okay, what's the 0 to 60 time when it's 40 degrees outside and I don't precondition the battery and I'm just in GT mode versus where I do the max power mode and it preconditions the battery and warms it up. What's the 0 to 60 time and how much of an impact are we actually seeing there? And we can also see the kilowatt output as well. So I think that'd be something that'd be interesting to look at. Is the 40 amp the practical limit given Kia technology? No, 40 amps shouldn't be the limit. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily Kia technology, because the car can handle more than that. I mean, it's designed to handle 48 amps. It seems like it's an issue with the charge port, maybe something with the wiring, or temperature sensor, or something isn't connected how it should be, for a lot of people, unfortunately, and I think that's what's causing it. But I wouldn't say that it's a technology thing. I think it's just a product quality thing. That said, with mine, when it would throttle, I could set it at 34 amps and it would do perfectly fine, no throttling. 34 amps is still pretty fast. I mean, that fully charges an EV6 overnight. So it's not the end of the world, but ideally we would have the faster charging. So will I be getting the same Titan wheels again in the near future? Most likely not. The Titan wheels are nice wheels, and I was talking to the dealership, and I wish that they would have let this happen. But with it being a lease and getting a new car, they wouldn't let me swap the wheels over. For me to get new wheels, I can't justify the cost for a lease because I'd have to get new wheels and all new tires, and I don't know. That's a lot of money for a vehicle I'm only going to have a couple of years, so probably won't get anything. Honestly, I like the wheels that it comes with. I wasn't 100% sold on them before seeing them in person and seeing them regularly now, but I do actually like the wheels a lot that are on the car. So Dan is definitely in the car. Yeah, I know you've had issues. I think it's a component of both. So a lot of people, when they have a new charger, the charger charges fine for a few months and then the car starts to throttle. And I think that it's a combination of the charger maybe getting a little bit dirty, the contacts getting a little bit dirty or dusty or something like that, and a poorly designed charge port or poorly manufactured or some issue there. I think it's both. So trying to get a second 32 amp portable charger. Which one do I recommend? Or am I using? You have the Terra. I don't know. Portable. I like the Shell portable charger, honestly. It's a 40 amp charger. I'm pretty sure it's adjustable. Yeah, it's adjustable. But it's a 40 amp charger. It's very well built. It's ETL listed, I believe. I don't think it's UL listed, but it's ETL listed. And it works really well. A lot of people love it. I know when I put out that video, a lot of people have said they've had theirs for years and it works great. And it's portable and you can get it with the 120 volt adapter. And it works well. So that'd probably be the one that I would recommend. I do have that review on there. So Carlos, haven't had the ICCU update yet. Hopefully I'll have that in a few weeks. Can you spray contact cleaner? So a lot of people have tried to do different things to try and clean the contacts. I've seen people spray things in there. I've seen people have I think use like Q-tips and stuff to try and clean them. I don't honestly know what the best way is to try and clean it. I'm not in that industry to know that. I've done a lot of things with cars, but not the electrical side of things. So I am not the person to talk to about that. But you could post online, ask people what they may have done. I know people have said they have cleaned the contacts and it has helped some. So I have an opportunity to try the 5N. Honestly, I have not tried. I haven't reached out to anybody to try the 5N. I think it would be kind of cool to get one. I think I would be in a unique position to test it out coming from an EV6 and an EV6 GT just to see what the differences are. I think that would be pretty neat. So maybe I'll reach out to Hyundai and see if I can get one for a week like I did the EV9. I still have a lot of EV9 content I need to compile and put together. Yeah, but maybe I'll get an EV9. I do have a local dealership near me too that I might be able to get one for a few days to test out. So I tried the OBD2 throttle position remapper. Are you referring to the Shift Power USA thing? Because if you are, yes, I have tried it. I have that review video. It goes in place of the connector that's connected to the accelerator pedal. And all it does is just adjust the throttle position data that is given to the ECU and makes it more responsive. I wouldn't say it's sketchy or dangerous in any way. I talked to them about it and the company that manufactures them, and all it does is modify the existing signal, basically. So if it's here and you want to have more throttle response, then it just bumps it up. It doesn't generate a signal if there isn't one. That's not possible apparently. So you don't have to worry about unintended acceleration or anything like that. So I had good experiences with it. It's very customizable. It can make a significant difference when it comes to like the eco mode. Eco mode can make a big difference. Make eco mode drive more like normal mode and make normal mode drive more like sport mode. So let's see. Just had my ICCU updated, did a power test before and after. In my case, sport mode, the update didn't affect performance. Yeah, it's weird. I've seen some people say things about the ICCU update impacting performance, but it seems to be one-off things. I've seen a lot of people report that they haven't had any change to the performance. So hopefully that's good. Remote. Have I tried to us? I don't know what that means. Professions. What is my day job? I am a financial analyst. That is what I do. Financial analyst. Actually got a new job here recently, which is why I haven't been putting out quite as many videos. been a little busy with that. Just got back from St. Louis actually yesterday. I was out there for a few days. meeting the team and doing some stuff. So my buyout price for the GT at the end of the lease is actually 38,100, I believe, 38,200, something like that. It's right around there, 38.1 or 38.2, which in my opinion is absurd. That they think in 2 years after 24,000 miles, the GT is going to be worth $38,000 with the kinds of incentives that they've been putting out. I know people now can go buy a 2023 GT with 15,000 miles for 35. So I think that's part of what is making these lease deals so attractive for people, is the high residual and the rebates and that type of thing. So do I miss some of the wind features, like ventilated seats, seat comfort? I was thinking I might miss the ventilated seats, but actually don't think I will. It's been hot several days now since I've had the GT, and the GT has like an Alcantara material on the center of the seat. The sides where the bolsters are leather, but the middle, it's it's essentially like being on a cloth seat. It doesn't hold heat like leather does, so there's not as much of a need to have the cooled seat. So I mean, I've gotten in the car and it's been probably 120 degrees in the car, but sitting down doesn't feel hot. So I actually don't miss that. I do. The one thing that I would say I do miss from the wind, um, I would say two things. One is the memory seats, but that's not that big of a deal. The second thing is when you put the car in reverse, having the rear view, the side mirrors tilt down. That is something that you have to have the memory seat module for the mirrors to tilt down when you put it in reverse. So the GT not having that has taken some getting used to when it comes to backing up, because I'm so used to that after driving my Wind for a couple of years. But honestly, those are very minor things. There's not really anything else about the Wind that I miss. I feel like the GT kind of upgrades a lot of the stuff there. So, any news on EV3 imports? Not that I'm aware of. I haven't seen anything. So I'll keep you guys apprised of what I do learn about, but I haven't seen anything there. Let's see. Why not swap to a Marine RV deep cycle battery for 12 volt instead of an AGM? Since it's not needed and you don't need the cold cranking amps. Never looked into that, to be honest. I've always just looked at the AGM ones and the lithium ones. I personally would recommend the lithium ones. I think it's no secret. I'm a big fan of the Ohmni batteries. I got one for my GT. I had one in my previous EV6. With the technology that's in the lithium batteries now, I think is vastly improved. Ohmni has improved their manufacturing a lot. I'm actually going to be doing a video about this in the future, but they're well built. They have built-in Bluetooth now. They have self-heating now. So I know there was some concerns from people a while back about when you're well below freezing, you can't be charging the lithium batteries, but so they have self-heating, and it's for the price and everything that's in it. I think it's a great deal, and I've had absolutely no issues with mine. I very rarely saw the orange light on the dash in my EV6 Wind with the Ohmni battery. I literally have not seen it in my GT yet. So that's my opinion on that. There's a lot of benefits with the lithium iron phosphate batteries. So does the GT have a better sound system in it? It does not. It's the exact same Meridium sound system. To the end of your thing there, I wouldn't put a subwoofer in it if I thought it needed it, because it is a lease. That said, I don't think it needs it. I actually don't have the bass cranked up all the way. If you're on the latest infotainment system update, in my opinion, added bass, it sounds fine to me. I have bass set at, I think, +8 right now, and it can go all the way up to +10. So with how I have it set up, I think it sounds fine. I don't think there's a need for a subwoofer. I know it does take some customization though, with the settings, making I think it's immersion and one of the other settings, setting them all the way up, fading it slightly to the rear, that type of thing, just to try and get as good of a sound as you can out of it. So just keep looking for a pull through. Not sure what you mean by that, Dan. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that. You talking about EV chargers, like public EV chargers? I think that would be good to have a lot more pull through chargers, but not 100% sure what you're going with there. Yeah. So the mirrors, if you move the mirror adjustment to one side or the other, like you're going to adjust the left or the right mirror, if you leave it there, don't put it back in the center. When you put the car in reverse, it will tilt the mirrors down and make it easier to see down the sides. So that's definitely a good feature. Talk about powering my house from the car. So yeah, so I have a couple videos on this. I originally had the Nature's Generator 6 circuit power transfer kit. I had that for probably a year and a half, and I used it several times. Basically, it's a transfer switch that you connect directly to the circuits in your electrical panel, or you would have an electrician most likely do it. And if the power goes out, you just plug your car in to the transfer switch, and then you just flip all the switches, and it switches it from line, which is the grid, to generator, which is the vehicle is acting like a generator, and it works great. I've been able to power on. Actually just recently switched to the 12 circuit Nature's Generator transfer switch, and I put out a video on that. But with that, I can power the vast majority of my house, all the lights, TVs, internet, refrigerator, heat. I have gas heat, so I'm just powering the furnace, but the heat going. And it's using like 1.5 kilowatts, I believe is what it ended up being. So it works out great, and I'm really excited about it. And it has made it so that I basically can't get another vehicle that doesn't have this type of functionality, because it's so beneficial. If power goes out, a couple of years ago, before I got my EV6, power at my house went out for 4 days in the winter, and it got down to like 46 degrees or 48 degrees in my house. It was real cold. And now having this, I wouldn't have to worry about that happening. So, Dan, I got you. Yep, the Meridian is pretty solid. How do I like the AutoKit UHD? So I have not actually opened it yet. So being that when I review it, I'm going to do an unboxing and all that. I have to set up everything, record it, and go through the process of setting it up and record all that. So I'm in a little bit different spot than most people, because when I do test something, I record it. And that makes it a little more challenging to time things, because I can't just be like, yeah, I got a new thing. Let me take it out, set it up real quick. It makes it a little more challenging. So I have not tested it out yet, but I do hope to test it out pretty soon. It does look pretty neat. And yeah, so it's the Autocast released their Car TV Mate, which is an HDI input only device. So does that mean that like you could have a Chromecast with Google TV like streaming stick and plug that in, and that would work on it? That'd be pretty cool. I've checked that out. Is it safe to charge the car with an emergency power generator? I wouldn't. I don't see why not. As long as it's providing power, I don't really think there's any kind of issue that you could have there. The car will only draw as much power as it's able to. You can't overload. You wouldn't be able to go more than 48 amps. So I don't really think there'd be any kind of concern there. Does it affect battery performance when using the car as a generator? I don't think it. I don't think there's any way that it could. It's just so when you drive the vehicle, the battery's charged up. You drive, the charge goes down. With using the vehicle as like a generator, the charge is up, and it will gradually go down. I don't see it. I don't see how that could impact things. I know there's been a lot of talk actually about having EVs be almost like power grid support, where like long term, I think Elon Musk has talked about this. Long term, if the vehicles are connected to like a vehicle to grid system, the vehicles could be set up to where they're plugged in, they charge up, and then when there's excessive load on the grid, then the vehicles would then discharge it, and owners could sell the electricity back. I think that'd be pretty neat, and I think that's something that could be kind of cool long term. But Yep, plug in any streaming stick. That's pretty neat. That'd be something that'd be pretty cool to do and to test out. Yeah, the car is like having multiple Tesla power banks. I agree. That's something that I've talked to a lot of people about because people don't realize that this functionality exists and that you can use the car for backup power. And like I know people that have gotten solar and gotten like a 20 kilowatt hour um, battery and spent tons of money on it. And I'm over here with about 60 kilowatt hours of usable capacity in my EV6 that I can use for backup power. So how do I like the GT versus the Wind? I talked about this a little bit briefly or a little bit earlier. Just real briefly, I'll say I like it a lot. I'm very happy with it. It's got a lot of nice features. I don't really give up much of anything going to the GT, but it has more features, more comfortable seats. It's got the head-up display. It's got the moon roof, and it's got a lot more power. That is really, really noticeable when you drive it, and it's a blast. I'm very happy with it. Mentioned that I like the Shell Level 2 as a portable option. Would that fit in the frunk or is it too big? It's too big. I've already tried it. At least in the case, it's too big. I don't know. I guess you could take it out of the case. I haven't tried taking it out of the case to see if it would fit in the frunk. But in the case, it is too big. Yeah. So was the EV9 a loan from corporate? If so, at what point did they start to treat me like a brand ambassador? Yeah, so Kia Corporate sent it to me for a week, delivered it to my house, and then picked it up after a week. I wouldn't say that they necessarily treat me as a brand ambassador. I think it was more of a like a YouTuber, like we'll give you a car for a week to review type thing, not necessarily a Kia brand ambassador type thing. So yeah, but it is pretty cool that they did that. So I think I need to try and arrange things like that more often. Do I think Kia and Hyundai will still have access to superchargers early next year? What made me stick with Kia versus getting a new Model 3? So I really do like the new Model 3 a lot. I think that's the improvements they made are substantial there. That said, the pricing, what I ended up getting for trade on my car, that played a part. I do like Kia a lot. I like the EV6 a lot. Kia in general, I'm a fan of. Vehicle to load, I talked about that a little bit ago. Vehicle to load is something that I feel like I have to have because my power unfortunately does go out a few times a year, it seems. So having it to where if the power is going to be out for several hours, I don't really have an interruption. My power goes out within a couple minutes. I go out, plug the car in, switch everything over. I'm back up and running. Internet's working, TV's working, and no issues. So that is a big thing that until other auto manufacturers have that, I don't see myself leaving Kia or Hyundai or Genesis or that group that has that functionality. So anyway, all right, guys, what else? Anything else you guys want to talk about before the giveaway? What time is it? Oh, it's 8:09. We've been talking for a little bit. Can you guys confirm real quick how the sound is and how the stream looks and all that? I just want to make sure that everything is still going good. I'm using something called StreamYard, which is a new platform. And I think long term it could be something pretty cool to where I can do more of these live streams more often. I do have memberships turned on my channel now, and I'm thinking of doing live streams basically for the memberships fairly regularly. So good. I'm glad it sounds good and looks great. How do you enter the giveaway? Well, to enter, you would have had to have entered by about 3 hours ago, unfortunately. But technically, jeff.com/giveaways is where I do my giveaways, and everything works good there. So good. I'm glad everything's working good for you guys. Let's see here. I plan on doing some camping. Yeah, I've thought about doing some camping videos. The challenge is if I want to go camping, and I've talked to my wife about this, and she agrees, like we probably would want to do like real camping, not necessarily like glamping where you're plugging things into the car and, and that type of thing. Like we'd want to have a tent and build a fire and kind of do like real camping. So I don't know. Maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll do that. We'll see. Dave, is Kia gonna always follow Hyundai? So Kia and Hyundai are all part of Hyundai Motor Group. So it's basically going to be the same across the two. They're two distinct brands, but the underlying technology in the vehicles is the same. So let's see here. I wouldn't. Your comment is Kia lapdog of Hyundai. Like I said, they're basically the same. They're the same company. They're all a part of Hyundai Motor Group. So with the new facelift of the EV6, do I suspect they will give a similar facelift to the EV4? I do not. I think the EV4 is going to be, because the EV4 is not out yet. I think the EV4 is going to be probably pretty similar to what was shown in the concept form, but I don't see them changing that too much. So yeah. What's planned for upcoming videos? So this is a good question. I have a lot actually that I'm going to be doing that I'm pretty excited about. So I'm just going to kind of go through the list of what I have pending, and we can go from there. So I have the T-Box UHD that I'll be reviewing, the new CarLink device. I have a new, so some of you guys might remember, I reviewed the Ranvu Ice before, the neck air conditioner. There's a new version of that that they sent me that I'll be reviewing. I have several more EV chargers to review that I'll be testing out. I have them already. I got a automatic self-driving lawnmower that I'll be reviewing from Mammotion. That thing is really cool. I'm excited to be reviewing that because with everything that I have going on, taking an hour to cut grass is a pain, especially when it's raining so much. So having an automatic lawnmower is going to be really cool. So that robot lawnmower is going to be coming. That review is going to be coming in the near future. What else? I don't know. I have a lot of things that I need to do. And it's just finding the time to do it. Unfortunately, I have a very busy life with my family and my job and with technically Jeff stuff. So try to get it all done, but I have a lot. Wondering when Kia will change from the screen. Yeah, I kind of wish. I mean, this realistically should have been done a while ago. Kia, I don't know what they're doing, but the vehicle that's on the infotainment screen should be the vehicle that the car is. And that's really easy for them to update that splash screen or whatever you want to call it, that screen is. There's no reason that hasn't been updated yet. Let's see. Do I know anyone with roof racks on the EV6? So there's a lot of roof racks that are out there available for it. I know I've seen a lot of people post about them. If you check the Kia EV6 Owners USA Facebook group, I've seen people post there. I've seen people post on Reddit. So I would check those out. I haven't personally tested any, so I can't really speak to how well they are. But if you check those out and do some searching, you should be able to see a decent amount of people that have them. So good. I'm glad. I like talking with you guys. I should do this more often. All right. Anything else, guys, you want to talk about before we get to the giveaway, or should we go ahead and get to the giveaway? You guys let me know. What do you think? Any other pressing questions? I am glad to help, Dan. I talk to a lot of people, and it's good to help people, I think, especially with electric vehicles. A lot of people aren't as familiar with them, and I'm glad to be here to help people with the EV6. So set up a meet sometime. I've thought about doing a meetup. I don't know where everybody is though. I'm in Virginia, and I feel like a lot of people are not necessarily in Virginia or in the area. I will say, so last year I did the EV Fall Festival at Dominion Raceway in Virginia. I did a lot of driving there. I met a lot of people there. It was pretty cool. And I'll be doing it again this year, and it's supposed to be a couple days event there. So I think I'm probably going to set up something to at least promote that I'll be there, trying to get people together, and we can have some fun on the racetrack. There'll be road course driving and drag racing and good times. So I think that'd be really fun. So, any advice for fledgling YouTubers? Huh, there's a lot of advice I would have. And I've thought about actually putting out a video about this because I've seen some people start to make videos and then they stop. And I think that they might get kind of, I don't know, down on themselves if they don't get the views that they were hoping for, or subscribers, or that type of thing. I think that the biggest tips that I can give are to stay at it, be consistent, be helpful. I reply to basically every single comment. So I'm always trying to talk to people and keep people engaged. But I mean, just be helpful, be yourself. I would say for growing, look at things like, what is the name of, hold on. Let me look at my phone briefly real quick. vidIQ. So vidIQ and TubeBuddy. They have lots of videos out there that are helpful, a lot of tools that you can use to help with like SEO and that type of thing. You can use AI to help with video titles and hashtags and that type of thing too. So those are some tips that I would say. And I like that there's a lot of you guys from Virginia, so that's pretty cool. Maybe we'll have to do another a meetup, but I do like the idea of doing the meetup at Dominion Raceway later in the year. I think that'd be pretty cool. Giveaway suspense is killing you. How about I do the giveaway let's give it another couple minutes, and then I'll do the giveaway. I don't want to make you guys wait forever. We've been on here for a little while now. So will I record track days with the GT? Absolutely. That is 100% something that I will be doing. Whether it's drag racing or road course driving, I'm definitely going to be recording the track days. So. And let's see. Well, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad to be here for you guys. I put out that video a while back, and I've had some people comment on that and talk about how they appreciated the honesty with like product reviews video and that type of thing. That's important. Being honest is important. Being real with people is important, and being helpful. I know there's some YouTubers out there. I really dislike it when I see videos from people who do similar things to me, and they get a lot of people commenting on their stuff, and they almost never reply. And I don't know how you can do that. I feel like that. I don't know. But anyway, post my slips. Yeah, I will absolutely do that. I'll post my slips. I'll probably be using my draggy that I have, comparing that, because I'll need to. That's something that I've had now for probably a year and a half, and I still haven't reviewed is my draggy. So I'll do that. But yeah, and I've done a lot of drag racing, so I'll probably try different methods, maybe provide some tips for people on best ways to launch the car and what my experience is, maybe my experience with tire pressures and that type of thing. One thing I got that I'm going to be reviewing here soon too is I've actually recorded it. I just have to compile everything, is a portable tire inflator from a company called LaceFit. They sent me one to review, and it actually works really well. It pumps up the tires pretty fast, and it's very accurate. So I'm excited to share that. That's pretty neat, and I'll probably use that at the track because I'll probably experiment with tire pressures, increasing them, lowering them, front to back, seeing how that impacts things. So, all right. Well, I think I've been talking long enough here. I know you guys are probably getting tired of it. So how about we go ahead and get to the giveaway. So here is the giveaway page. You can see we had 592 total entries, which is great. I'm glad you guys are excited about getting an EV charger. And I will say, Daolar sent me this EV charger to give away, and I'm very thankful for them for doing that. And it seems like a solid EV charger. I reviewed one before. It's got solid features, and it's good to have a nice portable one like this. And I'll also be giving away a lot more. I have so many EV chargers. I don't have I don't know what to do with it. So I'll be giving away more in the future. I just have to put together these giveaways. So stay tuned for those two if you don't happen to win, but definitely good luck to everybody. So, all right, let me go ahead, and I'm not going to show you guys this for privacy reasons, but I'm going to go ahead and do the drawing for the winner right now, and we will see who wins. So I can click on the right thing here. There we go. All right, pick winner. Some people have asked how I pick the winner. So I have my website, technicallyjeff.com. I use WordPress, and I have a plugin called Raffle Press that I use that allows me to take all this information in, and it has essentially a button that picks a random winner, and I can choose how many winners to pick. So in the future, if I do a giveaway, I might be able to give away more than one thing. I can pick multiple winners from it. So it's pretty neat how it works. So I will go ahead now and choose the winner, and we will see who wins. All right, the winner is Sean Tuggle. Sean Tuggle, congratulations. I've talked to you some on Facebook before, so definitely congratulations on winning the portable EV charger. And keep an eye out in your email for an email from me. I'll send it from info@technicallyjeff.com, and I will let you know what I need to have in order to send that to you. Obviously, I need the need your address in order to get that shipped out. But once I get all that, I will ship it out right to you. So congratulations, and thank you guys so much for participating in the giveaway. Thank you guys so much for your support in general. I don't know if I say that enough, but I really appreciate all the support. The channel's been growing a lot. I'm at 33,000 something subscribers now, which is crazy. Facebook's up to, I'll probably hit 18,000 followers on Facebook within the next couple of weeks. That video that I posted of my EV6, my new EV6 GT doing 0 to 85-ish, that's up to like 300,000 views. And I know a lot of people have been following me now because of that, which is pretty cool. There's also some interesting comments on that video. So if you guys haven't seen that reel on my Facebook, go check that out. It's interesting, the comments that people have. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys' support. It means a lot, and that's what I'm here for. So thank you. Congratulations again to Sean for winning it. Like I said, stay tuned for more giveaways. I will be giving away more EV chargers in the future and more items just in general. I'll probably be giving away a T-Box Plus in the near future, and a variety of things. Just trying to think about what I have around me that I'll be giving away, but I'll be giving away more stuff. So this has been fun chatting with you guys. I'm glad the live stream went well. For the next one, I will try doing it on YouTube here as well as on Facebook, and we will see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well. It seems like it should work pretty well. But thank you guys so much, and I will go ahead and sign off now, and I will talk to you guys soon.